You know what, there are a few games that is recognizable when it comes to characters. As Gears of War, everyone remembers the first time you played his Marcos. Two characters are baiting enough. There's a die in a bowl that their junks probably looks like a semi-truck. Trill Dragon to Teeny to press sex or potatoes behind it guys that were so badass. They wore body armor made of cars, but protected they friggin' heads with beanies. It is always been go big or go home for the third-person shooter Gears franchise, and few games today explicitly target that aim with such rather sharp focus to how do you one-up Gears of War for win. By this point the characters might as well just shoot themselves out of cannons as a projectile. That's right, you go big in the one play that prior Gears games have not done by strapping on a more in-depth story, a new protagonist or two, and then attaching wide open spaces in exploration to the already tried and true chess master with chainsaws of the previous titles. But how much gas really is left in this tank? Well, that's the question a lot of us have had, and today I'm gonna try to answer that. Your reviews that are not 2 minutes long cause it feels we sponsored bullcrap. As always, if you like the video, maybe subscribe to. So here's my review for Gears 5 Diesel Fuel Johnny 5 Horizon Zero Dawn, and easily the worst game world to ever be a helicopter pilot on the graphics. At first I think it is actually pretty hard to remember any Gears game that was not really good looking day and date, and likely Gears 5 falls right along that path whether you are on the Xbox originals, the S, the X or the PC, and I have always loved the original developers, and now Coalition's desire to see just how far across the color gamut they can push your eyes before something in your brain goes friggin' haywire. Gears 5 is always doing that. It is always throwing something at you with rooms and location fields, with volumetric fog tones of particle effects, or just some weird alien thing of a jig that looks like it diphthongs you. What do you call it? You may not know what you are looking at, but Gears 5 makes sure you know it is something cool. Also, they continue to excel with their character design and level of detail, and while not as detailed when it comes to skin work as well as the Resident Evil 2 remaster we saw recently, or even God of War or something along those lines, there is rarely a character you need to see more than once before you know exactly who they are and what they do. This attention to detail continues with the main location that the game throws at you throughout the 12 plus hour campaign. And speaking of locations, who does not like to put on their best vacation clothes and then tear as so random in locales and blast giant craters in them as fast as possible? Interestingly enough, this is the change up, and with Gears 5 throughout at times abandoning the desert coffin-like confines of much of the past titles and opening up the game world a bit during particular chapters as you explore, even if that exploration is really something asking to go on camp and my outfitting your trail with a generator or a full space PC and then parking near a tree and calling it a forest, but I will get to that in the gameplay section. Gear transition from closed environments and dunk subterranean, not really alien layers, to open show field valleys to firestorm covered deserts without hesitation, and does it fairly flightly, but even in the open location it looks and continues to exude that Gears of War feel, that almost iteration shit post apocalyptic look to the world. From helicopters to guns to motorcycles to the skiff you haphazardly sail around in the more open areas, the game never tries to look like something else even when it's doing something else. And lastly, when it comes to the enemy design, I continue to like the Gears enemies, and I really do like them in Gears 5. There is a couple additional new things going on here, new gun designs, and all of them really do feel like they fit them throughout. I do have a couple complaints, so the first being that at times there are a number of low detail textures that pop up in areas regardless of the location and the settings. The movement to the smaller, more cluttered spots in spaces boxes can really make moving a hassle, and getting caught or baked up into a spot in a game world with nothing stopping you from man-rolling out of it by anything other than looks like a small pebble on the ground can happen a lot. It's infuriating when you are in the midst of a boss battle or neck deep and locust, and instead of hopping over broken barrier based, your character suddenly becomes afraid to stomp in the toy and just rubs up against the geometry. Gears 4 seem to have this more than the prior games, and I would say Gears 5 has it more than 4. Likely despite those issues, the game continues to be a looker when it comes to looks. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, and please press like in this video. Goodbye.